I don't know what I'd do without you. You make me smile, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon is the snow, we don't care about the others. You said
Welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt.
I'm Ann.
And we have a story.
And it's a good one. So last week we left off about each of us were trying to find perfume or cologne because we were planning to meet sometime in the future.
We talked for about a month.
Yeah, about a month.
Back and forth. Eventually, both families were like, we need to meet each other.
You were really pushing for that. You're like, I need to see this girl in person and
see how she acts around her family.
Yeah, the whole family dynamics.
Yep.
See who you really are, like in person, kind of, and check each other out, I guess, in a way. It was now September.
We started driving up to the Midwest.
We rented some cars first.
Yeah, we rented 2 cars, like mid-size SUVs, because we didn't want to put a bunch of miles on the old minivan, and it would just be nicer because we could all spread out. So we did that, and then we rented a nice little cabin up there. And anyway, so we headed on up there. That was on a Thursday, and it drove me crazy once we got up there because we were only about, how many minutes away from your house?
I think you're like 20 or 30,
Yeah, we were like so close.
After being like 700 miles apart, now we're only like 30 minutes apart. You got there on Friday night, but we weren't gonna meet until the next day on Saturday morning.
Today's video is brought to you by Native, our family's farm shop, where we have
honey,
coffee,
and tea.
The coffee is roasted in our local town, and we absolutely love it. We got all different types of flavors on there, and they're 100% organic, and they are incredible. Highly recommend them. And then for our organic honey, it comes in all types of different sizes, 5 pounds, 2 pounds, 1 pound, creamed honeys. It is all incredible, no matter if you're putting it in your coffee or your tea or on some toast. It is incredible, or pancakes or waffles. That it is the bomb. Go check it out. And then also we have our tea lineup, which we have all types of different cool types of tea. And then also we do have our native mud, which has 7 different types of beneficial mushrooms in it, which are really good for brain health. So if you would like to check out any of those products, they will be linked in the description down below. And any purchases that y'all make absolutely help us and our family.
Now back to the video.
Yes.
And of course the parents, they planned it at 10 o'clock in the morning. So normally people don't sleep in that late. So you were up and I was up.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was up and like
it felt like it flew by that morning though. For me, not for you.
Yeah, maybe, I guess. The day before, I think Mom and the sisters were trying to help me figure out what I was gonna wear and stuff like that. This is like, I don't know, maybe we're just over dramatic or something, but we were all really excited and like picking out, and I was showing Mom what I had in my wardrobe, and she's like, ooh, wear this, wear this. I'm like, oh, okay. I curled my hair, got all makeuped up and everything, and got dressed up in a red polka dot dress.
Yep. That was the sales pitch.
Yeah,
it was really good.
And then we headed over to the cabin where Matt was staying with his family. It was like 20, 30 minutes away. The whole family was going, but it was like, I don't know, it was like pure torture for me because we had talked on the phone about meeting each other. Because we knew we were going to meet each other. Eventually, it had already been 1 month. I was just all nerved up.
I was super excited. I forgot. I think that morning I did like 60 push-ups, and then I got all dressed up. I got to put on my dress shirt and
Which one did you wear?
Jeans. I wore my black
your
black short sleeve shirt. Yeah. Our first video that we made, that was the shirt that I wore. All right, so first impressions. So you pulled up in the car and y'all were like all piling out of y'all's
Well, we
Suburban.
sat there for a little bit because
Yeah.
we're like, and then we saw somebody like peeking out the window. I don't know who it was. Who was peeking out the window?
I don't know who was peeking out the window, but the cabin faced towards the pond.
So it
the
faced
only way
away
you could
from the road.
from the driveway. So the only way you'd be able to see anybody that pulled up in the driveway is to actually go outside and go around the house.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, and I started walking around the house, and pretty much everybody was piled out of the car, and then you were like the last one to get out.
Yeah, that's because I want everybody to get out first.
Yeah.
And my dad's like super ornery, and he's like, maybe we should just like all pile out and just leave you in here and be like, oh yeah, we left her at home. Like he had all these elaborate plans. My mom's like, don't you dare. He's like, yep, you're catfish. But he didn't end up doing that. I think everybody was a little nervous.
Everybody.
And I was the
very
last
nervous.
one out.
Yeah.
So you want to say your first impression?
Yeah, so my first impressions was, I guess I didn't know what I was getting myself into type of thing. So more or less, if you see like this style headshot that you have right now, that's pretty much how much I've seen of her. And the occasional odd photo here and there, you know? And maybe even a little bit closer in of if you've only seen somebody on a FaceTime for a month, you know, it's really hard to really see what they're like in person, even like how they walk, how tall they are, just their proportion.
Which we had told each other how tall we were.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she got out of the car and I was like, oh my goodness. That like blew my expectations out of the water. I don't know why, but you're just way more gorgeous in real life. Yeah. I was like, oh my goodness, what did I get myself into? You know, type thing.
Yeah. I got out of the car and I think I was
I
standing there
couldn't
for
believe
a
that it
little
was
bit.
you. I was like, is that one of her sisters? Is that like her? And I was like, nope, that's her.
I do look a little different with curled hair. Maybe
Yeah.
I should curl my hair sometime on all these videos. I saw you walking out. I'm like, oh, he's like super fit and everything. I was a little thrown back because I'm like, oh shoot, he's kind of shorter.
Yeah.
So that kind of threw me back. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, I'm going to be taller than him, which
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
I am taller than him.
Fun fact, she is about a half an inch taller than me.
Yeah, but when you wear cowboy boots
when
and I'm in barefoot, we're like
Or if we're both wearing shoes, it's
Yeah.
pretty much,
evened out.
it's evened out.
Which is
So,
interesting because
yeah.
my parents are like
But
that
then
too.
some days it feels like I'm taller than you.
Yeah.
And then some days it feels like she's taller than me.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, but
It's
I was
funny.
like, this is not real. It just felt
Yeah.
like a dream and like so I don't know. It didn't feel real. It was like a fantasy. It was like you were not really there. Like it was
Yeah.
too good to be true.
Yeah.
And like I think I teared up maybe
Really?
a little bit. Yeah.
But then the whole family kind of cruised on into the kitchen area.
I was
very-
in the back because I'm
Yeah.
just a shy person
Yeah.
by need.
And it was just like kind of like this still awkwardness of like, okay, you know, like we practically both families got together for me and to see each other, you know.
That was the whole reason.
It was a couple minutes of us just like awkwardly making small talk, right? And I'm like, I gotta make a move. I gotta do something.
We were all together.
Yeah.
Matt and I had not had any time to ourselves besides on the phone, like just like
yeah,
in person.
yeah.
We didn't even
So,
get to say hi
yeah,
in person.
Anne was like here, I was on the other side of the kitchen here, and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to just see if she'll pick this up when I put it down type thing. So I walked by her outside to go out to the front porch.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like plan A. I'm like, I'll have to like regather my thoughts if this doesn't work. So I just walked on by and went outside. And it took about, I don't know, 30 seconds.
Yeah, it wasn't too long.
No, it wasn't
because
too
my
long.
mom's like, she's like making that
hinting.
motion like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, hello? And I didn't ask her. And I was like, yeah, I probably should. He is probably hinting.
Yeah.
So I walked out too. And I could almost feel like the families like grinning at
Yep.
each other.
Yep.
Almost.
Yeah.
Front porch, which it was just like a cement slab.
Yeah.
And I just walked up beside you.
Mhm.
But we were still like, I don't know, this
Oh.
far apart.
Oh, probably farther.
Yeah.
Probably still like 3 foot gap between us.
What did we talk about? I think I said something like, it's really pretty right here or something like
Yeah.
Because it was really pretty. It
It
had
was
like a
really gorgeous.
it was like September, so it was like cooler up in the Midwest, and then there's like a pond right in front
and there
of
was
the
some
cabin.
big fields beside it too. It was
Yeah.
very gorgeous. I think we were talking about how unreal it is
Yeah.
to seeing each other in real
Oh
life.
man, it's
and,
such a long time ago.
Yeah.
It feels like.
and anyway, so then
You asked me to go on a walk
yeah,
around
eventually, a couple minutes into the front porch talk, I was like, we just gotta go. Like, gotta go do something. So I was like, you want to go on a walk? So did somebody go with us on the walk? I have a feeling that somebody did, or no?
I don't think they
The kids
went
were
with
everywhere,
us on the walk, but they were like they were exploring, so we were like watched the whole time.
Yeah. We were
Pretty much.
we were always within view of the parents and everything like that. But anyway, so we went somewhere where we could like talk privately.
We walked clear around the pond,
all the way to the other side of the
and
pond.
the back
Where
of the cabin, and then
yeah. Well, first, before we walked around the pond, we went over there to the picnic tables.
no, that was after the walk.
Really?
Yeah, we landed at the picnic tables.
Huh. I always remembered it as we walked there, and then we got up and I guess we walked around,
we
huh?
walked all the way around.
Okay.
Then we landed at the picnic tables.
Then we landed at the picnic tables, and it was the funniest thing ever because we were sitting like
I was
2
trying to make
3 foot apart.
no. First, you sat down,
Yeah.
and I was trying to be like light and like teasing. I'm like, do you want me to sit over here, like across
Yep.
the table, or do you want me to sit beside you? I ended up sitting beside you, but we
Yeah.
were still like a foot away. We were getting a
Oh.
little closer.
A little bit. Yeah.
Little closer.
We were still
like-
pretty nervous
and then
around
what
each other.
we used to do on like our phone calls a lot was if there was like quiet, we'd be like, what are you thinking? So I asked him, I said, what are you thinking? And
Yeah.
that's when he said it.
And then I said, I'm thinking that I told her what I was thinking. What I was thinking was that I had never told her that I loved her before. And I was waiting for that chance to tell her that I loved her
Yeah.
in real life.
And you were like, you teared up like when you said it.
Yeah.
And then I said, oh, I love you too.
Yeah.
So that's when we first told each other we loved each other.
Yeah.
I still remember that spot.
Yeah. It was very gorgeous. It was
Yeah.
very pretty.
And special.
And then after that,
it was a
talked about-
blur of the day.
it's such a blur. And then we came back after that, and we came back with the
I
family.
remember because you went in, so we
I
both
went inside.
Well, first we changed clothes, and then we went
changed
out.
clothes.
Yeah, we changed clothes because we went out to play volleyball.
Yeah.
So we changed clothes
Yep,
and
yep.
got in our comfy clothes,
Yeah.
more or less, because we were all pretty dressed up and
Yeah.
everything. And we played volleyball till we got like done, and we were like on the same. They put us on the same.
Yeah,
team.
we were on the same team.
They thought it was funny.
She would serve it, and then I would spike it.
Yeah, you're pretty good.
I'm pretty good, except for my left shoulder.
Yeah. So, so I don't know. We were just kind of like we're still trying to figure each other out.
Yeah.
So we went and sat by the pond before we even went inside.
Yeah. On those chairs, right?
Yeah, on
Yeah.
those like porch chairs. They're like kind of laid back and like
I
really low
love that.
seats,
We sat out there for a good hour
at least.
and talked like some pretty deep stuff. I forget what we were talking about, but
Yeah, I think I don't know, just talking about. We like to talk a lot about girls' perspective versus
that's what we were talking about.
boys'
Yeah.
perspective or
Yeah.
men's perspective.
Yeah.
And stuff, and then I think we just kept telling each other how unreal it felt to each other.
Yeah. And then we went inside.
Yeah, we did went inside, but I think it was like around summertime. Anyway, you went and sat on the couch,
Yeah.
and the dog was right beside you, but I was still standing at the
Yeah.
door, and I say it was like at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
It was.
It was a couple minutes. But I sat down on the
And
couch. There was
I
a
just-
pillow with our little Maltipoo dog was on top of it. And then I saw your mom over there, and she looked at you, and she went like this. She was like, you
Yeah,
know.
I know.
So
I guess
then-
I need pushes a lot.
Yeah, so then I moved the pillow out of the way, and
Yeah,
then you sat beside
Well, I kept
me.
like looking at you like.
Well, I wasn't catching your...
Yeah, you weren't catching.
Yeah, I wasn't picking it up. I was too busy with everything else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So then you sat next to me, and that
Yeah,
was the
we-
closest we have ever sat to each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
We still had... We weren't even this close, though.
No.
You still had like 6 inches in between.
Yeah,
us.
because then you put, I think, I took away the pillow, but I think the dog was still in between us. And then
Something
your
like
sister
that.
came and sat beside
Yeah.
me and cuddled up to
Yeah.
me. So I scooched over closer to
Yeah.
him because his sister was over here. So
Oh, yeah.
then we stayed there all day.
Yeah, till like 10 at night, right?
Yeah.
We had a little campfire.
That was super fun.
That was
Yeah.
fun. Just cracking old stories.
Oh,
and-
we laughed and we laughed so
Yeah.
much that night.
My dad is a very good storyteller. My mother's a good storyteller. Then when you pair them both up, and then your mom and your dad are great storytellers.
Yeah.
So it was great. We had so much fun.
We did have a lot of fun. And your brothers are pretty funny.
Yes.
And then when they go with my brother.
Yep.
So it's just
was great.
relaxing.
It was awesome.
And like, yeah, we didn't talk a ton that first day. Not a ton. We were just like
us?
Yeah, just
No,
us two.
because when you're coming from a relationship of like speaking on the phone every other day for 4 to 5 hours, I know we're talking about it. It's like, oh, it's just gonna be so nice to like be able to like sit by each other and not really say much and just like
We were all talked out, y'all.
yeah, and just soak it up, just
Yeah.
like personal time.
I do remember you
Yeah.
saying that a lot. I just want to like soak you up.
Yeah, I'm like, I just want to sit next to you and just like not have to feel like we have to like do anything. Because when you're on the screen, you know, like it's FaceTime, so there's only her face to look at. So if you're sitting side by side in real life, you can look off out in the distance at a pretty view or something like that and make small talk or whatever, you know, and just enjoy it. But it's just different. So there was a lot of that with our first time seeing each other. Was just a lot of just like chilling out
Yeah.
and just like looking at stuff.
And then it was like 10 o'clock. It was
Yeah.
dark. And
Yeah.
I went inside to grab my clothes. You disappeared. Where did you go, Matt? You did.
I did. And that is what we are going to be talking about in next week's video.
Where did
Did I go that
Yeah.
night? And don't worry, it is totally worth it. And stay tuned in, y'all, for next week's video. It's going to be absolutely awesome. First impressions were incredible. I didn't really have I wasn't worried about like meeting you in real life and then being like, oh no, she's not like the girl that I thought she was. Not at all.
I was
No.
hooked.
Yeah, because it wasn't even the looks. I just absolutely loved just who you were.
Mm-hmm.
And then the looks were just like awesome on top of that. Because then when I saw you in real life, I'm like, oh wow, blurry, fuzzy, dark, dingy iPhone camera. Yeah, wow. Real life is so much better.
Yeah.
So
So
much better.
hang on. I know we
Yes.
kind of leave you a little
That's a cliffhanger.
But
Yeah.
this is what it was like for me. Because I'm like, where is he?
Yep. Thank y'all so much for watching today's video. Remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Remember to hit the notification button because as soon as we make these videos public, it will go ding on your phone and then you'll be able to watch it as soon as we post. And we love y'all so much. Every minute longer that you watch into the video, it supports our channel. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. And here is a hashtag to tell us if you made it to the end of the video. Hashtag, where did Matt go?
Yeah.
There
So,
you go.
and we love to read your comments. I always love to
So
read
awesome.
them. So make sure you comment.
Everybody that has commented has been absolutely an encouragement to us. Every single comment is just like so awesome to read it, especially the ones where y'all tell us a little bit of y'all's stories. It's just so great.
So we love y'all and goodbye for now.
All right. Love y'all. See y'all later. Bye-bye.
I just wanna love you, just wanna hold